Hey y'all, Fat Man Outdoors. Hey, if you like the video, click that like button and click subscribe so that you'll get notifications whenever we post new content. Appreciate you watching. This is the Fat Man. I'm gone. Hey y'all, Fat Man Outdoors. I am back for part 3 of modifications to make the KSG 12 gauge a better weapon system. What are we doing now? Sights. It's very important to have sights on a weapon, because if you don't, then what you've got is spray and pray. You need some sort of sighting system. Okay, so what I've come up with is 2 sighting systems that I'm going to put on this shotgun, and they're both very simple. They work well and they're easy to maintain. Okay, number 1, I am going to put a red dot on this shotgun. Guys, don't laugh. I was trying to do this as best I could to stay as cheap as I could with something that I knew would last. I purchased an Axion red dot, and it's red, green, or blue, and it's got 3 settings for each dot, and it's 2 power, I think is what it is. And it's a really good little red dot. It's an excellent little red dot. It's tough. I've tried it out on several guns. Done a drop test on it a couple times, see what it would do. The little gun works well. The only drawback I have to it, it uses the great big nickel sized batteries, and it only gets one, and it goes right under the spot where you adjust the color and the power of your laser. So that being said, that's the only issue I had with it. Now I did have to add one thing to it. As you can see, I put a riser on this, and I wanted to put a riser on this for one reason, because I'm going to put iron sights on it to co-witness, just in case I ever need this thing and I go to pick it up and it doesn't work or the battery's dead. To this point, I'm 100% confident anytime that I turn that knob, it's going to work. But again, in a bad situation, you may not have time to turn on your red dot and then get the gun up and use it. You may need to use it now, and that's why I want to add to this with iron sights. But first, we're going to mount this up. I'm going to show you how we put it on, how we tighten it up. Again, this is one of those situations with blue Loctite or no. Again, if you're just going to put this gun in your gun safe or in a strategic place in your house and you're going to use it for home defense, don't worry about the Loctite. You don't need it. Just make sure that you get the nut that holds the riser and that attaches to the optic, and also the jaws that attach to the Picatinny on the shotgun, that you get those good and tight. Sorry, I can't say crap with a mouthful today. And that way you won't have to worry about it, because it's probably not going to ever back out. So now what I'm going to do with this is just a little past center. I'll get down here and take a look at it. Just a little past center. That's just, I want to go forward a little bit more. Okay, now I've got it placed where I want it. I got a nut on the side of this that I tighten up. It's a thumb nut. You can take an Allen wrench and stick in the hole that's drilled in the side of this and wrench down on it, but you don't really need it. Usually what I'll do is I'll shoot it a few times and let it seat, and then I'll tighten it just a little bit more, snug it down, and then most of the time you can completely forget that. So there it is, mounted on the shotgun. Okay, now for my front sights, for my iron sights. I ordered this set of sights from a company called Fiocchi. And by the way, the price of this optic with that riser was less than 40 bucks off of Amazon. Guys, don't laugh. It works. I'm telling you, it's tougher than you think it'll be, and it works really good. Now, these Fiocchi front sights, I can't remember exactly what the price on these were, but they are an excellent set of front sights. I really, or iron sights. I don't know why I keep saying front sights. I really like them because they lock. When they pop up, they don't lock down. Okay, you can just flip them up. You don't have to do anything. But when they come up, they lock in place. Okay, and you have to push a button in on the side to let them back down. But it gives you the accessibility to that sight system. As soon as you need it, you can just flip it right up. And they're easy to mount. They come with an Allen wrench to tighten them up. Right there, they come with that Allen wrench, and they got one Allen head screw right here and a jaw that's underneath it that you would tighten up to hold it on there. So I'm going to take the front sight. Now make sure that the front sight, in my opinion, needs to be as far forward as you can get it. Alright, I have to loosen that jaw up a bit. And make sure that after you put that on there, you got room to access the sight to raise it up and down without your optic interfering. See, when they pop up, it's locked, okay? You can't hit a tree limb or something like that, or get hung on clothing and it come back down. It'll stay up until you decide to put it down, and then putting it down, folds down good and flat out of the way of the optic. Now for the rear sight, and I like the way they set these up. These are fiber optic. There's a green dot on the front sight, and then there's a red dot on each side. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but we'll turn it. I think you can see it right there a little bit. There's a red dot on each side of the aperture when you have the sight on the battle sight. Now, if it's on the accuracy point that's got the smaller hole, I'm not 100% sure what to call that. Y'all can probably correct me. But there's two different apertures. There's an accuracy aperture, and then there is a battle aperture, which is much bigger. The much bigger aperture with a shotgun will most definitely be the one that you need to use, and thankfully that's the one that actually has the fiber optic points, so you'll be able to see those better. Now we'll do the same thing on this one. Loosen that up just a little. Okay, so now once you've loosened it up enough for the jaw to go down the opposite side of the Picatinny rail, and you take your Allen wrench, snug that down a little. Don't need to tighten them real tight. And there you have the front sight and the rear sight attached. And then when you need to access them, very quick, very easy to get to. You can even easily switch from, I mean, if you were shooting slugs maybe, that you would need that accuracy one. And the co-witness of this thing, it just does give you enough room to see the front sight and the rear sight, and that makes it where a weapon system has a sight aperture that you can use all the time. If something happens and that doesn't work, then you've still got these, and they're right there and they're easily accessible, and it's a pretty neat little outfit. I really like the way that works. Well guys, this was another quick little video. Hope you enjoyed it. That's yet another mod you can do to the KSG to make it a much better weapon system. Y'all, this is a Fat Man. I hope to see you out there somewhere. I'm gone.